Let's talk skin. Let's talk truth. This is Barefaced Chat, and I'm Kelly Saynor. I've spent over 2 decades in aesthetics, seen behind the filters, under the makeup, and beneath the skin. On this podcast, we strip back the noise and get real about beauty, identity, and everything in between. In this episode, we discuss blush, grit, and burnout. We talk to Chloe about beauty, brides, and boundaries, her personal life, and looking ahead to the future. Because skin isn't just skin, it's your story, and I'm here for it. I'm Kelly Saynor. Are you ready for some barefaced chat? Disclaimer, the views shared in this episode are personal opinion and are not intended as medical advice. Always consult with a qualified professional before making decisions about your skin or health. This is going to be for every woman who's hustled through a heartache, hit burnout, and found the way to create beauty. So welcome to Barefaced Chat,
Thank you
Chloe.
so much for having me.
I think you're freaking fascinating. Honestly. You are so cool.
Oh, no one's ever called me fascinating before.
You've had such a textured life to this point.
Yeah.
And I just don't think a lot of people can say that they are prepared to do night shifts, clean. Because most people are a bit too precious and a bit too proud.
Oh, yeah. I think in this industry, I think any kind of self-employed business, if you're wanting to start a business, you have to, without sounding too much like Kim Kardashian, you have to get up and go to work.
So true.
You have to you just have to do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think lockdown and everything, that was the biggest kind of struggle. Luckily, because I only just moved out, bought my own home, I managed to hold on to my business, but a lot of people didn't.
Absolutely.
A lot of people didn't. And it's, really, really sad. But that was a really tough time. And it was pretty touch and go. But we got there in the end, and I did anything and everything that I could to be able to
Tell me about that.
Hold on to it.
Tell me about COVID and what happened.
So I did my makeup course in 2018 and then did 2 years of working freelance. When I did my makeup course, I worked at New Look. I was 3 weeks in, got made redundant because they shut a load of the New Looks down.
Oh God, yeah.
And then my manager was on her lunch break at New Look, went into Boots, saw that there was a sign on the door saying, beauty advisor wanted, part-time. She came back, she went, oh my God, Chloe, go and get that job. This is meant to be. So I did, got the job and worked there. I did Sundays, Mondays and Thursdays, did freelance makeup Fridays and Saturdays after I qualified. And
no way.
I did that for 2 years till 2020. Lockdown came, went on furlough from Boots. Obviously couldn't do any makeup.
Yeah.
So I spent the time. What we could do though was shoots. So you couldn't actually do clients, paying clients, but you could do photo shoots and stuff.
Oh, cool.
So I just focused on education, doing more online courses doing photo shoots and things like that. Boots made me redundant when I went back. So then I started working. I was doing cleaning, worked night shifts at Tesco's. That was absolute hell. Props to those who can do it, because I was like a zombie. Yeah, it was not fun at all. All I wanted to do was just do makeup.
Yeah.
But, so then after lockdown ended, April 2021 was when I thought, do you know what, if I don't do it now, then when am I going to do it? Go full time for myself. So left, went full time for myself. I didn't have any money at that time, because you spend money to make money, don't you?
Yeah.
And so I worked every single hour that I could.
Wow.
I'd get up, do 6 a.m. appointments, 9 p.m. appointments, would work. I did Christmas Eve, Boxing Day, every single day of the week. I was always out, just constantly building my business, saying yes to absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Managed to get enough kind of weddings. Weddings just kept building up, worked on my business, getting good reviews, got a website, things like that. Just organically kind of growing without even thinking about it. Because when you become self-employed, you don't know what to do,
No,
do you?
no,
You know,
there's no
you
rule
just
book.
kind of learn on the job. I think you do.
Absolutely.
So I've made mistakes, you know, and I've lost money and things like that. But at the end of the day, I'm here and I'm doing my business full time, and that's all I ever really wanted.
Oh
so
my gosh, what a story. Oh my goodness me, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Given all of that, there's no wonder that you've won Bridal Makeup Artist of the Year.
Yeah.
Tell me about that and what it meant to you after years of like hard work.
It's a funny story, actually. So I feel like I come across quite confident, so to speak, on social media, on my stories, but that is genuinely because I feel like I'm talking to my friends on FaceTime, you know. But in, you know, person and events, things like that, I struggle to kind of write about myself and talk about achievements and things like that. So when they contacted me saying that somebody's put me forward for an award, and it basically you had to kind of you know, do like a little presentation about yourself, talking about how brilliant you were, basically selling yourself, hard, you know, just selling yourself. And then you also had to get all of your brides to vote for you. So I had to message all my brides asking like if they would vote for me. Anyway, it came round to like the voting, and it was like 2 weeks before the actual awards. I had a dress, I had tickets, my family had tickets, and about 3 days before, I just decided I'm not going because because I thought if I don't win, it's gonna kill me. And like I'm quite a competitive person, so if I don't win, it is really heartbreaking. Do you know what I mean? So in the end, we never actually ended up going to the awards ceremony. And I went on my emails the next day, and it was like, you've won. And I was like, for God's sake, I can't believe it. Like, it's just so ridiculous. I should have gone, but it was just something inside of me. And I thought, it's not that I didn't believe in myself, but there were some really good makeup artists up there. And I thought, you know, I'm up against some really incredibly talented people.
Wow.
That there was a huge chance that I might not have won. And I don't like that.
So you sabotaged yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
And there is a lesson in here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is what an amazing achievement.
Yeah.
And that confidence that must have really risen.
Yeah.
And that self-belief in that moment. And you know what? That happened for a reason as well.
Oh, 100%.
So never beat yourself up about it.
It was that's one of the biggest lessons that I've had like within the last few years, because I grew up in school and the only thing they always wrote on my homework and things was just that I don't have any confidence in myself.
Really?
And my mum was always drilling it, you know, you need to be confident, believe in yourself, you can do it. And for some reason, I don't know why, I just never really had that kind of confidence. So after that day, I was like, right, I can do things.
Wow.
And I, you know, but it's hard, isn't it?
Did it make you feel, did it give you some validation?
Yeah. It made me realise, like, I think it's more of a mental block, you know. I think I do, torment myself. And, you know, I think it would have been good if I had gone and hadn't won as well. That would have been quite, you know, helpful to me. Literally. Right, we're going. Get up. Yeah. Don't finish your drink. Yeah.
Very good.
But, so
I totally get you.
It is definitely a lesson I have learned. Yeah, to believe in myself more. And so we'll see. But I didn't go forward for the 2024 one, but I'll do it again next year.
In your own time. Do it whenever it feels right. You know, I think sometimes you need to give yourself a break. I'm like that with awards. People are like, oh my God, go for it. I'm like, I find it really difficult. Yeah. That's the biggest thing to like properly, I mean, for want of a better phrase, willy wave at everybody. It's very difficult to put yourself out 100%, there. And I've always felt like I've never wanted to do that. Yeah. And this kind of medium works for me because it allows me to showcase you. Yeah. But people are like, oh my God, you've got a podcast. I'm like, I know, but it's not really about me. It's like about these people.
No, for sure.
But I hear you on that like real like singing about yourself.
It's difficult. It's tricky, but we get there.
You talked a little bit about missing things like birthdays, funerals, weddings and stuff. And I wonder how, like, do you have regrets about that? How's it shaped who you are today, having gone through that? Do you regret it? Do you think I wouldn't be where I was if I hadn't? Like, it's quite a big deal. Yeah. Because I think we've all been there, haven't we? We've all like made a decision before where we've gone,
Yeah. The thing is with my business, and I mean, it's more my mindset. I am 110% dedicated to my brides.
Yeah.
Like, they come first before anything. You know, they are my babies and I will do anything to protect them, sort of thing.
Wow.
So you know, with funerals, I mean, I lost both grandparents in the space of like 2 months last year, and when it comes to a funeral, you know, it's like 2 weeks in advance, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can't cancel a bride, and I can't cancel a bride 2 weeks in advance. Oh, I don't want to get emotional, but sorry, I'm due on my period as well. So this is not, but I am a crier.
That's fine.
It's one thing about me is I'm a crier.
That's all right, you're allowed.
But no, I probably will regret it in the future. But I know my nan would, you know, she was always very proud of me and always, you know, rooting for me and things like that. But it's hard to find a fine line between, you know, being dedicated to your business.
People judge you.
Yeah, it's so difficult. I've never cancelled a bride. I would never cancel a bride, you know, even if I had one leg. Do you know what I mean? It's so hard to try and navigate that with family, you know, affairs and you know, birthdays, funerals, blah blah blah. I probably will regret it one day, or maybe I won't. But I think if that is you, if you are honouring your craft and you have made a commitment, it says to me, it tells me more about you than anything else. And my mum was always like, Chloe, she wouldn't want you to be here. She wants you to go and do well and, you know, make that bride's day and do that. Wow. And, you know, you love your job. Nan always appreciated that, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I think I don't know. I think my nan would be proud of me.
Of course.
At the end of the day. But it is quite sad. It was very sad at the time. You know, very tough decision to make. It wasn't an easy decision.
But I think you've done the right thing. I mean, obviously, if other people are there to represent you, that's enough, isn't it? Yeah. And with 2 weeks.
Exactly. You know, you can't, it's just some things that you can't shift.
And what's it for? Yeah. Like, you know, you can pay respect without
exactly, and we did, and we all went out as a family and everything, and it was nice. But it's very that's the thing with this business. You know, it is when we say like it's 24/7, 365 days a year. It genuinely is. Yeah. You know, I'll do like most weddings that I do is I'm there at 7 a.m. and finish at 2 p.m. and then an hour's drive home, and then you emails till 5, and then you've got to do the food shop, and then you've got to cook tea, and then you've got to walk the dog, and then you've got to do more emails because you send 20 emails and you get 25 back, and then you know what I mean? So it's not, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I love it. So,
oh God, that's absolutely amazing. I mean, that just tells me everything that you need to know about who you are and why you would absolutely come to see you, because that's massive dedication, listening to people and putting them first. I think so, lots of people probably wouldn't do that. No. And you see these, don't you? Yeah. I've just been let down by my...
all the time.
And that must be just heartbreaking. This is one day for these women.
I just do not understand how that happens. I just don't get it. If you're not, you know, I think this isn't just somebody... Like, yes, it is just makeup, but this is someone's wedding day.
Absolutely.
This is the, one of the most important days of their life. They've spent a lot of money, there's a lot of kind of pressure, but I love being there for my brides. And I think supporting supporting them on their day is what I enjoy the most, and just being there for them and
Do you meet
showing
them before?
Up. Yeah. So I'll meet them at their trial, which is 6 months before. So brides can book me up to 2 years in advance. And then, I know. It's a lot. Wow. I know.
What if you're a different colour?
Yeah. If I what?
If you're a different colour person.
Oh, yeah.
Like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, no, that happens. Yeah, this is why I always say don't have your trial until at least like 4 months before, because like a lot of the time they're changing their dresses, the colour scheme, you know, like I'm very indecisive, so I get it. But I'll meet them at their trial for anywhere from like 6 weeks up to like 4 months before. But before,
and people are booking their weddings, aren't they, 2 years in advance anyway? So like you just book it all out.
Yeah. So they'll book the venue, they'll book the photographer, they'll book their hair and makeup, blah blah blah. And it can be up to 2 years in advance, which is crazy, but we love it. So yeah, I meet them at the trial, but before I even have met them at the trial, I will always. So when they book in with me, I have like a little questionnaire kind of form that they fill out, just so I can kind of get to know them before I meet them.
Yeah.
Because obviously meeting somebody once, like, you know, you can only get to know somebody, you know, the trial's an hour and a half. Yeah. You don't know, you know, and I'm starting makeup within that first 15, 20 minutes. Absolutely. So I feel like I want to know more about them. So yeah, I have them fill out like a questionnaire. I ask them if they want to connect on Instagram so that I can see what they're like on Instagram and, you know, just kind of get a feel for what they're like. Because like I said before, if people come in and say, I want this, and it's a picture of like a model with full beat, you know, but they've never worn makeup. It's hard to kind of, well, that's not. I don't really think that's what you want, just because it's hard to tell somebody no. But so if I say, well, I think actually from what I've seen, you know, I think this would be much more suitable, and you'll feel a lot more comfortable. And I'll ask them like a million different questions, get to know them. And kind of just get on the same page and get on the same kind of wavelength. I had this theory called the green bathroom theory, which is what I use when I teach. So
I'm getting into this. Sit down, people, get your cups of teas out. This is ace.
So I came up with this last year when I was doing my accredited course with Maddie. So say if you're having a decorator come in to do your bathroom and you said to them, I want a green bathroom. And he said, okay. And then you went away and you came back but it was the wrong shade of green, and it was the bath that's green, not the tiles. And he's done chrome handles, not brass, and the flushers too. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I always say with the green bathroom theory, you have to, if a client sits down and says, I want a brown smoky eye, you have to ask them, do you want warm brown smoky? I think more of a cool brown would suit you. Do you want a smoky wing? Do you want that with a black eyeliner? Do you want it with a brown eyeliner? You have to kind of like dig deep and explain exactly what you're doing.
Technical.
Yeah, I think being on the same page as the client is the most important thing. Them knowing what you're going to do. So like I will hold up the mirror when I do makeup as well in the studio. They can see themselves the whole time, which is what I like because I don't want any surprises. I want them to know like exactly what they're doing. Oh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they'll say to me, I want a brown smoky eye. I'll say, well, I'm going to do it in more of a cooler tone brown, and I'm going to just do it with a smoky wing. This kind of liner will suit you. And I'll show them with the mirror exactly what I'm going to do, and kind of, instead of just revealing at the end, oh, here's your green bathroom. Oh, that's not the green bathroom I wanted. No, do you know what I mean?
Totally get it. And this is what I do in my consultations as well. Like, they're very texture. We have an hour. Yeah. Like, we talk about it. People are trusting me within minutes of meeting to change the way they look. This is huge.
It's massive. I can rub mine off.
Exactly. Yeah. You can alter a face, contour it, whatever, you know, change the way a nose looks, shades, whatever, you know, jawlines, the whole shebang with makeup, and kind of changing a face for, you know, either a 3, 4, 5, 12-month, if not longer period, right? Yeah. So no, I completely, I get that level of detail, and I think it's really interesting. And it for me personally, it gives me even more respect for what you do, because I'm like, if I come to you and I want my makeup done, it's taken me, I don't know however everybody else feels like, but I think loads of women, certainly of my age, we've been doing the same thing for years. We don't get out of comfort zone. No, I'm not going to a MAC counter and all of these colours. I mean, one of the girls upstairs said to me just before, oh my God, I love your eyes. I've got orange and purple on. I've never worn orange and purple in my life.
I was going to say the purple is really your colour. I didn't know. I'm like purple. That's just for like teenage girls. No, purple's just not me. But because I mean, my bag's stolen as well, and all my makeup's gone out of it, and I just got it just right. Do not even. I hope they're brown. That's all I'm going to say. Because if they're not, they've got a shot. Oh dear.
Calm as a bitch. Yeah. So we're like, oh God. But I just got it right, and orange was again, babe. I wore browns, golds.
Oh really?
But I just feel like that was a bit old. But old fashioned.
Any kind of jewel tones would suit you, but like deep greens, deep blues, deep purples would look really, really nice.
Shocking me. Are you scaring me now?
Yeah. I know, terrifying.
Green,
if you wanted to experiment, that's what you should, because it would really look lovely.
For like that blue, you see women
blue
like
mascara, yeah. Been doing it the same blue pencil,
I'm getting a sweat on. We're not doing blue pencil now. Can I just change one thing?
Yeah.
When you said a brown smoky wing, I'm like, whoa, well, let's get into this.
But it's hard to.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine.
Yeah, a lot of people.
And I'm asking you, I'm like, you tell me what suits me.
Yeah, for sure. And that's, people expect me to do that. And that's what I enjoy doing, because, I've done thousands and thousands of faces. With every wedding, I'm doing at least 5. I do a lot of people. I think you get as soon as somebody walks in, I know exactly what would suit them now. And obviously it's not like that in the beginning, but I think learning, and you do learn on the job. And now it's, but I love kind of people will come in. I do a lot of lessons as well. So people will come in with their old makeup bag and all the things. And they're like, this is what I've been using. And I don't know whether it's suiting me or not. So I'll, kind of, if things are working, we'll use them. And if not, I'll introduce them to new products as well. But I really enjoy kind of being like, this would really suit you. And they'll try it and they go, oh my God, I would never thought to do that, and it's something easy as well for them to kind of create it at home. So I really enjoy.
Do a lesson here.
Oh yeah,
we can introduce
let's do a masterclass.
In masterclass, and invite
I really want to do a masterclass.
That would be so good.
Yeah. That would be really fun.
But we could talk about it in terms of like brow shape as well. When the toxin changes the way that brows look, we can talk about the way that the eye shape can change. We can talk about, instead of having fillers under your eyes, what can you do to highlight, under your eyes, contour your cheeks, like instead of maybe going down that route, working with what they've got. And I think that
would be amazing. I think we're onto something there.
I think we're onto something.
Watch this space. Yeah.
This is new lessons, right? Sam's a new job. We're gonna have like TV, Chloe and Kelly TV. God, you sound so bloody fascinating. I think this is so interesting. I cannot wait. I've already started to deviate about what we're doing. You're so cool.
Oh, you're really cool.
So bloody cool.
I think, I want to be like you. I'm like,
I want to be like each other when we grow up.
Yeah, literally.
I want to be like you. So, you talked a bit about, because I think it's really interesting about people's viewpoints on coming to someone like you, like a makeup artist, but you aren't just a makeup artist and you aren't just a bridal makeup artist. There's so much more that goes into it.
Yeah.
You were talking about consultations and people's doing what's right for them. Do they have a vibe? Do they have a style? If they're like in the black dress, do you talk about what they're wearing?
Oh yeah.
Do you talk about, people being a bit more like gothic or the style of their day? You're not wearing like glam if you're going, if your wedding's industrial, or if you're autumnal, you're like, I want to go like a massive red lip and it's like more winter.
Yeah.
Do you go into all of that?
Yeah. So I give them pre-trial information and I ask them to bring a picture of their dress, like their colour scheme. Some brides will come in and, they've been making this book for like years and it has like their scheme, their flowers, everything. And that is like, I love that, so because my style now, so it's taken me a while and like this whole niche thing, but I think my style now is very much just kind of like an elevated version of yourself, whatever that kind of takes. Yeah. So I don't get many of the like very alternative or gothic kind of people anymore. Yeah. I did used to do quite a bit of that because when I first started out, my branding and everything was very quite alternative because I used to have like black and white hair. I was cool. But I kind of just grown more just into my own self. But and I think my brand has also done that. So people will come in. I do really like my more alt brides. With like the sharp liners and stuff like that. But people come in and I'll ask them what their colour scheme is, their dress, their style. I already know where they're getting married, the bridesmaids' colours, things like that. People, a lot of the time it's green bridesmaids dresses or blue, and it's not like I'm not matching makeup to the scheme. Do you know what I mean? But it's just good to know because December, a lot of the time I'm doing a lot of red lips. It's very much Hollywood glam. And then summertime, it's a lot of neutrals. Everybody wants to go very pinky, blushy, English garden. So it's to suit the vibe. I mean, some people are very kind of just stuck in their ways, and that's how they like it, and that's what they want. So say if someone's having a summery English garden wedding, but they want a dark lip and a super smoky eye, it's fine.
Yeah.
You'll
go with it
I don't care. Like I'll do whatever you want at the end of the day, because that's, it's not this makeup, bridal makeup. It's not about the makeup artist. Do you know what I mean? It's very much about serving the bride and letting them have kind of what they want. So
you sound like you're going to be pretty expensive. Because you're so bloody good. you talked a bit about raising your prices.
Yeah.
Were you lower than average? Did you feel like that was you trying to be? Because I mean, here I don't think I've raised my prices for ages. And I'm 21 years in the game.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, Kel, this is ridiculous. They're paying for expertise.
Yeah.
You're not just an aesthetics practitioner like the one down the street. Like, you formulated product.
Yes.
You give people an hour. Nobody else does that.
Yeah.
Like, you give a shit.
Yeah.
And, that level of longevity and training and all that, people should be paying premium.
Yeah.
But I find it really
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
I am. Yeah. It's a very... It's a very hard subject. I think it's not a hard subject to talk about, but I think it is when, but so when I first started, so obviously when you first qualify, I was, doing makeup for free, doing it for a tenner, just literally just getting as many people as I could get through the door. You build it up, don't you? And then I think it's hard because you look at what other people are charging around you, don't you? And you just kind of go off that. Yeah. So I did that for a very long time, kind of kept my prices to a very minimum, affordable kind of range. Yeah. And I was working loads because you think, I'm charging I was charging £35 just for a makeup, but I don't see half of that £35. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's not, imagine. You don't, You've
driven there, you've got the makeup.
God, everything else. And then I got a studio, so then I put it up again because the experience is nicer. And I thought, I deserve £40 an hour,
Absolutely. Yeah.
So my bridal prices were always sort of kind of mid-range. I was always charging around like 90, 100. And then I was just charging 115. That is just for the bride, just on the day. Yeah. And then a trial was 75. So it was like £195 for a bride makeup and a trial. Yeah. I've just put it up significantly as well. Because as I say,
she's spending.
I was doing 100 weddings a year and also 100 trials a year. And then, I was doing probably about 100 lessons a year as well. And I, in the summer, so this August and last August as well, I was burnt out. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, this is too much. I was absolutely exhausted, getting ill. You know what I mean? And I just thought, I can't do it. And I remember years ago when I was at a shoot with a hairdresser from Macclesfield, Jen, she was always like, why are you not charging more? She's like, you need to charge more. Like, if you want to work less, you need to put your prices up. And I was always like, I can't do it. Do you know what I mean? But then I realized, I was like, oh yeah, like if I put my prices up significantly and I lose 20, 30 brides a year, that's still fine.
Yes.
Because I'm still going to make the same amount of money. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it was terrifying. And I was supposed to do it a year ago and I've just been putting it off because I'm supposed to I wanted a new website. I wanted it all to be perfect before I did it all. I want everything in place. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. My boyfriend's a web designer and he's still not done my website, but I'm not talking about that. It's fine. It's on the cards when we get in the house.
We know who you are.
Yeah. It's literally taking 5 minutes.
5 minutes. You heard that.
Yeah.
Like
he says,
5 minutes.
No, he thinks, anyway. But yeah, so then I just thought, do you know what? I can't, people wanted to start booking 2027. And so obviously, because people can book 2 years in advance, I was like, I'm not doing 2027 weddings, especially now I've got a mortgage with this day rate. Yeah, I was going to weddings, doing 7-hour days, coming home, working, and I was only getting like £260. And I was like, I can't do that
this is
anymore.
Not sustainable, is it?
It's not sustainable. And it was either that or get a job back on the counter again because I can't sustain that. So I put them up. So now it's So now I do packages. So the lowest package is £350 for bridal makeup on the day and a trial. But I also...
Anybody else included? Just the bride?
No, that's just the bride.
Bride trial.
For the bride on the day and the trial, it's £350 now.
No, I think that's quite reasonable.
And also now as well, I didn't used to just do just brides, but now they can book like the next package up if they just want themselves, if they don't have any other, because a lot of the time people are having tiny weddings and they just want their makeup doing.
Yeah.
And because I offer hair now as well, I will do the bride's hair and makeup on the day and charge a certain package and feel like, and the bride will be happy and I will be happy because I've made enough money. And do you know what I mean? And it just makes more sense. And I think also it's that is it value perception as well? You know, if you're too cheap, people aren't going to book you. You know, I want to stop, I want to book the nice venues and I want to go down south and I want to go up here and do all these lovely venues and castles and stuff. Your prices need to be at a point where the bride, because if a bride's spending 100 grand on a wedding, whatever, that's a lot of money, but you know what I mean? They're not going to spend £100 on the makeup. They're going to want to spend £500 to £1,000. Do you know what I mean?
Totally get it.
So it's hard. It's that like value perception thing, but perceived value, that's what it is. That's what my boyfriend keeps telling me. But yeah, no, I put it up and I've had quite a few bookings for 2027. So I wish I'd done it ages ago. What a story, and what a realization and a trustful. You've really trusted your gut. You've done it. And you've still you've done it without sacrifice and feeling that this is the right moment. You can't have done it, like you say, you put it off. You could, if you did it at the wrong time, you wouldn't have had the confidence to pull it off. Exactly. And and I'm not like, and a lot of people, when they put the prices up, I think in this industry, it's unfortunately we've had to do this. I'm really sorry, la la la. And it's like, why are we apologising? Do you know what I mean? Tesco's doesn't apologise when Freddos go up. Like, so I can't, like why are we saying sorry? Like, I cannot afford to do this job if I don't put my prices up. So I won't be doing your makeup anyway. Do you know what I mean? I've always thought that.
That's brilliant way to think about it. I think it gives a lot of people a lot of relief.
Raise your prices. You're worth it. We are worth it. My industry is massively undervalued, I think. Wow. And
Thank you. Chloe said it. So prices are going up. Everybody. Sam Havertop, raise your prices. I'm doing it because she said I can.
I think stop wasting money on like tat and just spend more money on nice things like us.
While we're on this, talk to me then about, like there's been loads in the media now, like social media, about dupes and stuff, like makeup dupes. There's loads about skincare dupes, tons, they come out all the time. Makeup dupes then.
Yes.
Because obviously you're raising prices and there's a theory, like, of course, that, you should be more expensive. Brands like Victoria Beckham or, I don't know, tell me an expensive, like, I don't know, L'Oreal.
Chanel, Tom Ford. And celebrity brands, designer brands, yes.
Why would we go there and why would we not go to, like, I don't know, Ruby Millie?
So, so I think there's a fine line between kind of paying for the quality and paying for the name, isn't there? So I think brands like, Chanel, your Tom Ford, Victoria Beckham, all the more expensive brands, I do carry those products simply because of the name and they look pretty.
Yes.
And wow, you've got Chanel. Yes. Oh, you got Dior. Lovely. You know what I mean? Now there's obviously then you've got your actual professional makeup brands. So you've got like your Danessa Myricks and all the others, Ben Nye, RCMA, which are built for makeup artists. So they are probably slightly more expensive, but they are a lot more kind of, I think, what's the word? They'll work in a lot of different ways. You'll make a lot more use out of them. I think the big, more expensive brands are bringing out products that do just look pretty a lot of the time. Like when I worked for Lancome, we had eyeshadows, which were like £60 a palette and they were crap. I never sold any of them. But I always tell people as well, I think the formulas in things like foundations and concealers is what we should be paying for, simply because a lot of the cheaper brands, like your L'Oreal, your Maybelline, they can't produce the same products with the same ingredients because they're more expensive.
Of course.
So you can't get it. But I think things like, your eyeliners, your blush powders, bronzers, things like that, a lot of the higher end brands, it is literally just for the packaging and you're paying for the name. I think I always say, if you're going to, splurge on something, splurge on your foundation and your concealer and definitely your skincare, if, to an extent. But you think, your eyeliners, mascaras, powders, things like that, I think you can get really good quality without breaking the bank.
Yeah. I
think it just depends what brand, you choose. I think there's obviously some brands that I wouldn't touch.
Yeah.
And I think there's some, I've spent a lot of money on makeup products, I've tried every single product out there. Now I don't buy anything new really now unless something really catches my eye. But I stick to what I know the formulas, I know what it's going to work with in my kit, and I know that it's good quality and it's going to work and do its job. That's all I want,
Okay. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
And thank you for that advice. I think loads of people will love that advice. And that's the sort of under the surface stuff that you would get from you.
Yeah.
There's a real rise, isn't there, of like shows now about makeup artistry, like than there never was before. And there's also like seemed to have been an explosion of, especially during COVID, people on social media, like doing their makeup, get ready with me, like, or whatever. Brands like P. Louise, and I mean, I don't know if you're prepared to talk about these sorts of brands. There's a couple of other brands as well, makeup guys.
Mitchell.
That's it.
Met him the other week.
Mitchell.
Yeah,
Did you?
in the airport.
No way.
Yeah, he said he's going to get me on his PR list. We better add.
Yes.
I know. I'm just waiting for my box to arrive.
Oh my God.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's really cool.
I know. He was drunk though, so I don't know.
Why didn't that surprise me?
I know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully. I know, yeah.
So yeah, those brands like that, right? Do you not fancy like doing this?
No, I don't want a makeup brand.
Okay.
If I did, I mean, I don't want a makeup brand because I couldn't think of anything worse right now than trying to develop a product. There is something that I do want and I am working on that I have done before, which is a makeup brush cleaner. So obviously we clean our brushes and we do it with soap and water at home. But I think a lot of makeup artists use spot cleaner in between clients, things like that, which I use as well. Like a spray, you spray it on, you clean them in between. And I spend £25 on a 500 ml bottle of basically alcohol. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So a couple of years ago, me and my boyfriend, we actually created a makeup brush cleaner and sold a few. But it became, because I'm a perfectionist and I got a bit scared. I thought the government were going to come after me because I was worried that people would start drinking it and they would die. Do you know what I mean?
So you take it to the absolute end.
So I was like, oh God, I can't. It's too stressful at the minute. But I do want to do that again. I've got all the bottles and I've got everything for it. I would like to do that. An actual makeup brand, it's a lot. There's so much, and it's not just
keep up with it.
Yeah, and I think to be a good brand as well. Like the person who I would like to have a brand like the similar to is Jamie Genevieve. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's a Scottish makeup artist, and her brand is incredible, and every product works, and it's worth it, and the prices are good, and the packaging is lovely. But you can't. It's very difficult to kind of just create something.
Yeah.
I've seen makeup artists do it and fail a lot of times because it's not. It's not just going to a lab, getting a sample and putting it on the market, is it?
It's not at all.
There's a lot that goes into it. So,
and I think it's also as well. There's a real. You have a responsibility.
Oh yeah.
When you're doing a brand, and you have responsibility to your audience.
Yeah.
Yes, massive skin tones, the full shebang.
Yeah.
Like
you can't just exactly, and that's what a lot of people do. There's a makeup artist, I don't know if she's American or Australian, Mary Phillips. She's just brought out a really good brand, and her brand would have been like one of the best. Do you know what I mean? But she's another influencer, black girl, tried out her deepest contour palette, and it's it's ashy and grey and it's crap, and she's Mary Phillips, and she charges £20,000 if you want your makeup doing by her. Do you know what I mean? And you would have thought if she's got all that money, she could have But exactly, so it's hard. But yeah.
Oh, what? That wasn't Uoma, was it?
My what?
Uoma. The black girl, that tried
Oh, it might have been. I don't know. It was recent. It was literally the other day.
I saw it the other day as well. And there was a few different...
Yes.
Yes.
That was her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. No way.
Yeah. That's hers. Right. So that's that brand. Yeah. And I think if she can't do it,
your background in skincare, and that's where I think when we will work so dynamically and so synergistically well together, we already vibe. I can feel that. I think we've got so much we could do.
Yeah.
Your skincare background then, having worked trained to be a therapist, worked at Lancome and stuff.
Yeah.
Was it drilled into you that you need your makeup would look better if you've got better if your skin was prepped, if it was better?
Yeah, 100%. I think my love of skincare started, way before Lancome. I think when I was a teenager, my skin wasn't great. I've always had a very oily skin type. I've always been very oily. It's balanced itself out over the last few years. But I trained to be a beauty therapist, when I was 17, and I did a lot of facials, and that was my favorite part about it. I didn't really enjoy the massage side or things like that. I really enjoyed the skin.
Yeah.
But good looking makeup is about kind of what's underneath. And that's what I was teaching my lessons as well. And I always say, we don't have to have perfect skin for our makeup to look good, but we have to be prepping it right and taking care of it. Yeah. We see glass skin everywhere, but if somebody's never washed or moisturised their face before, you're not going to achieve that result just with makeup.
What we see, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And
it's not long-term stuff.
Exactly. No, and she's probably just got a shit ton of moisturiser on her face and gone to bed. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
absolutely.
That's why it's shiny, because it's wet.
Basically, I think this is what I think with these treatments, the glass skin treatment, it's so short-lived. Or it's so, you hear this a lot with and you probably hear this a lot with brides. I'm going to do it just for the wedding.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it outside of that.
No. And people will come in and they'll say at their trial, I've bought this and I've bought this and I've bought this and I've bought this. And I'm like, no, don't. And I'm like, it's not about having a 10-step skincare routine. It's about being consistent. So I send them a guide when they book as well, kind of just giving them, because obviously I feel like this is just know everything like the back of my hand. Do you know what I mean? But people don't know much about skincare and stuff. So I like to give them a little bit of a helping hand. But I always say if in doubt, contact a derm or a go-to doctor. Do you know what I mean? Because I am, I'm beauty trained and I'm a makeup artist, but this is only my experience. So people will come in, and say, oh, I need to do this, I need to do this. And I'll say, look, if it's working, whatever you're doing, just stick to it. Don't fix if it's not broken. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So, but I also tell them, you need to start early and you need to just be consistent, even just incorporating, a moisturiser or exfoliating every other week, or, a new serum. But people get caught up in I need to do this, I need to do serums, masks, peels, and I'm like,
we see that a lot.
Yeah, and they end up ruining the skin. I had a bride who spent who it was literally 2 weeks before her wedding, and she messaged me and she's like, I'm just going to start having these facials. And I was like, what? And you're like, what? It's 2 weeks before your wedding. Yeah. Don't start a new facial now. You should have done this 6 months ago.
Absolutely.
Sort of thing. Yeah. But she spent £1,500 on these facials, and she only managed to have 2 before a wedding, because it was 2 weeks before. And her skin, it did look good, to be fair. But, and you're like, I think we get caught up in a lot. Do you know what I mean? We get caught up in you need this and you need this. And
do you think brides are exploited?
100%. Yeah. When you're getting married, you've your For You page and your algorithm, it changes for whatever you're doing, doesn't it? Yeah. So these brides come into me at their trial and they say, I've seen I need to do this, and I've seen I need to buy this, and I need to do this. 6 stories have just brought out bridal, I don't know, flip-flops. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Bridal thing. And I'm like, you don't please, just save your money and just do spend it on things that actually matter and what mean most to you, your priorities. But I don't know where I was going with that now.
The exploitation of the industry and you talk about algorithms of social and brides kind of just knee jerking and buying the most expensive shit. Yeah. And they don't need to do that. And you're kind of speaking this gospel that is that tries to get them back down to what's fair and not overspend and not just listen to the noise. And do what they want to do, not just go to one of these bridal events and just fucking buy everything there.
Yeah. And I think people, you know, and it just depends what is priority to people, because if I was booking my wedding, if I ever get married, hopefully, you know, I would prioritize my hair and makeup, and I would prioritize my photographer, but I probably wouldn't be that bothered about getting a cake, but I would, do you know what I mean? Things like that. Totally. And I think brides, it's hard because you know, you book your wedding and then they say, well, you need to book this, you need to book this, but definitely I do try and bring brides back down to earth. I had a bride come in it was 5 weeks from her wedding. This was this year actually. And she came in and she was dead stressed out. And she was saying she's off to London next week to go and get a new dress because she hates her dress because it's a year old. And now everybody's been wearing her dress on social media and now she doesn't want to wear it. And she was like getting really wound up and upset and she was dead stressed out about it. And I was like, there is a reason why you loved your dress in the first place. I was like, you need to stop comparing yourself. Yeah. Like, your wedding isn't for social media. Your wedding is for marriage and for a celebration. Do you know what I mean? So she didn't end up going to London, thank God. And she didn't end up wearing her dress. And she looked incredible. She was really happy and confident. And she looked, but like, I get that all the time.
Oh my goodness.
People
me.
getting
crazy.
I can see how it happens though, because, you know, I'm doing this house and everything I'm thinking about is tiles, green, you know, paneling, everything, brass handles. Like, my whole algorithm is about house renovations, you know,
the minute
everything. And so that must be the same for brides when they get married. And it's hard to kind of, once you're in it, get out of it. Do you know what I mean? So
totally.
it's difficult, but I do try and make sure that they come back down, go back to self and center. Yeah. When they come in.
Love that.
Save them some money.
Listening to you. Honestly, it's so true. You see, it's so nice to hear you, like the honest side of you and the real part of you. And I can see that now, like in abundance, and why people would want to continue to come to you. Interestingly, on that, like talking about your business, you'd said that you built a team of 5.
Yes.
So what was that? When was that?
So when I started doing weddings and things, I joined a team and it worked really, really well for me. I got loads of work, built up my confidence, built up my portfolio, still do weddings with Saskia now, but just hardly any, because obviously I'm so busy. It's actually really heartbreaking. But so that I was on her team for a while, and then I thought, I could do that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I could have a team. And when you're a makeup artist, when you want to scale, you either get a team, you get a product, or you do online education. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a few different avenues you can go down. So I was like, oh, I'll get a team. And I already worked with like a couple of hairdressers, and I had other makeup artist friends, you know, around Macclesfield. And so I just thought, yeah, sod it, let's put a team together. So I did it, you know, where they would, if I wasn't available, they would do the weddings for me, or with bigger groups, we would work together. So sometimes there was like 4, 5, 6 of us at weddings. In the end of it all, it came down to that it's a lot of hard work organising your own diary, you know, and I did my team in a way of that. If I gave them a wedding and they were working under my name, I would give them the wedding, but then I would do all the admin and I would book all the trials in and I would do all the morning schedules. Whereas when I was on a team, Saskia didn't do that. I did it. So I was doing a lot more work for not much more money at all. Do you know what I mean? And obviously my prices were lower back then as well. So I was really making an extra 30 quid for probably another 6 hours of admin. Do you know what I mean? And it's not.
And for the ego of a team.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally get that.
And so that didn't work out. I would like to do it again, but I would do it very differently this time. I would need, you know, I kind of need like a personal assistant, admin assistant, because I can't do everything. I can't, which I've realised this summer. But I just have one girl now, Maddie, who is...
Tell me about Maddie.
Yeah, so you
mentored her, didn't you?
Yes. So when I became qualified to teach last year, so I can do accredited courses, and Maddie was my first, well, my only, because I don't know, I taught Maddie and I was like, I don't need to do it again now. I found my muse. But so Maddie came and did my course. She came and just did like a 1-to-1. It's Mimi's cousin. Maddie.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
no
that's,
way.
yeah, I know. So
That's crazy.
I know, I couldn't believe it. Yeah. So she came in, did a 1-to-1, loved it. And then her sister got married last October, and they all had their makeup done. And then her mum was like, Maddie really wants to do your course. And I was like, yes, because we got along like a house on fire. Like, she was great fun. So she came and started my accredited course January, and it was the best experience ever. I learned so much teaching her, and she really enjoyed it. She's amazing. She's a brilliant artist, and she just kind of reminded me of me as well at like 22 when I was starting out. So we get on really, really well. She's the sweetest girl. She's got the same kind of drive and ambitions like what I've got. So we work really well together, and she's always up for, she says yes to everything that, and that's really important. And so so she's helps me with all my weddings, and a lot of people see her, which is great. So she's doing amazing. But yeah, I think I probably would do more courses, but again, it's just finding the time and like fitting everything in.
You've
at the minute
built up a great portfolio so far, and a great experience range, and a real gamut at 30 of what you're capable of. You've proved that to yourself in abundance and other people. So I think you are right to slow down, listen to yourself, listen to the inner you, because you can only go one way now. You've done all of that. You've given yourself a slow down years, and you have no choice but to do that. You've listened to your burnout. And I think other people need to take a leaf and recognize that it's okay to slow down, because you're not diluting who you are.
No.
You're just listening to how you can go forward without.
Definitely. Yeah, for sure. I think slowing down, and I want to do more things, like what we were just talking about. Like we always want to do more things, but I think slowing down, on that portion of the early mornings, the late nights, and giving yourself space to do other creative things, because, I'm doing a lot of brides, and it's not, I can still be quite creative, but it's not, like a passion project, you know what I mean? So I want to do more creative kind of passion projects and things like that. And I think, I'm excited for next year. I'm excited for what's to come. Now I'm in my house. Well, when I'm in my house as well, 2 weeks, hopefully, I'll be able to actually have a routine. I don't feel like I've had a routine for like the last 6 months, and I think it's just all that. It's just everything. I just want everything to just like line into place, and then go from there and see what happens. But it's very exciting.
You mentioned that before we go, you mentioned that your dad was a big inspiration to you. Really?
So me and my dad have a very funny relationship. We do clash a lot. We do bump heads a lot, but I think it's because we are very much the same person. Do you know what I mean? As I say to him, Dad, we share 50% of the same brain, but he has always been a very business minded, career driven. He started his own business and built it up. He's, provided and given us a great childhood, and he really works really, really, really hard. And I was never not allowed to have a job. I would always have a job. If I wanted to quit a job, I had to have another job. I was not allowed to be unemployed. That was drilled into me from the beginning. If I'm tired and I say, oh, Dad, I'm tired, he's like, yeah, so am I. That's called hard work. He is the one that has given me that kind of like hardworking kind of drive. So I think, I hope I'm retired by the time I'm 65. He's currently still working, but I think I'll probably be the same. It's very hard to let go, isn't it?
Massively.
I'll be doing makeup. I'll be doing weddings when I'm like 90, hopefully.
Well, hopefully. Same. But I don't think I'll ever be able to let go of this industry. What's one thing that you piece of advice that you'd give a bride?
Give a bride?
Before the big day, like the 2 days before the big day, a day before the big day, like what would be one thing that you'd say to them to prioritize?
Just do you, and don't listen to other people, do things your way. Don't worry about other people's opinions, because it's your day and you're whoever you're marrying, and that's what matters, is the love and the celebration and nothing else.
I love that. That is so nice. That's a perfect end to the perfect story of you. I think you are wonderful. I feel super emotional now talking to you, because I do think that we're going to do something in the future.
I know,
think
I'm
you
so excited.
are genuinely a really genuine.
Oh, stop it.
Like, well, why do I feel so?
I know, don't you just start me off. I'm terrible.
No, it's so nice to meet you. And
Yeah.
I genuinely, like, maybe you remind me of me. Like,
oh, really? Oh, don't say that. Please. I would love. Oh, it's so really nice.
you honestly, you're so nice. And it's been a real honour to speak to you.
No,
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Because I was quite nervous. So you've really just, I feel really comfortable with you. And it's been lovely. I'm really excited. Thank you so much.
Will you come back again?
Absolutely. Yes. Oh, yes. I was in the car on the way here and I was like, you can do this, Chloe. You can do this. And then now I'm like, I could do this every day.
You could totally do it every day. Well, congratulations on the most wonderful career, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
That's brilliant. Yay.
That's it for today's Barefaced Chat. Thank you so much for listening. If you've loved this conversation, make sure you follow, rate, and share. It really helps more people find us and join the conversation. I'll be back next week with another honest, unfiltered chat. Because skin isn't just skin. It's your story, and I'm here for it.